What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to your Monday morning movie reviewing podcast of the Dueling Fates. I'm Grayson, that's Geek. Today we're covering a Lovecraftian horror type film in Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse. So a little background before I ask Geek how he felt about this, because I can already see it on his face. Robert Eggers is one of my favorite directors. The Northman and The Witch are in my top 10, both of them. Like, absolutely adore the man and his creations. That's just a little background on me, and we'll get into this movie and how I felt about it a little later. But Geek, because this is the first time I've ever watched Lighthouse as well. So,
just calling it Lovecraftian had me confused.
it's
I guess.
Well,
So when I think of Lovecraft, I just think of
Cthulhu.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't really know if this is, but by the actual definition of what a Lovecraftian horror is, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
it's just a subgenre of horror, fantasy fiction, and weird fiction that emphasizes the horror of the unknowable and incomprehensible, more than gore or other elements of shock. Cool. Why does that look like fucking SpongeBob?
Because it's a newer thing of look up everyone. I'm a fan of Lovecraft, related. Besides the racist shit, but I'm a fan of Lovecraft.
Yeah, who wasn't racist pre-2010? Let's be honest.
Barack Obama voted in 2008.
Yeah,
That's when racism ended, right?
I don't think so. Took a couple years.
We're on a great start to this episode. Love that.
Yeah. So
no, I love Lovecraft. So
this movie was something.
It is definitely something. It is a movie of all time.
I still don't know if I get it. I don't know if I understand anything that happened throughout the entire movie.
I don't understand everything, but I understand some of it.
I don't. None of it made sense.
That's the point.
I guess.
That's literally the point.
I guess.
I know, he
incomprehensible horror. But apparently he was Delulu from the second he got there. He didn't go to Lulu. He's been to Lulu.
Yeah. Well, I think that isolation and hearing an old man just jabber on about bullshit will make you go more Delulu.
Yeah. Well, and then, I don't know, the tentacle monster in the light, I guess.
There is no tentacle monster in the light.
Bro, forgot about the tentacle monster.
That's not real.
Or is it? Prove to me it's not.
Because he's beating the shit out of fucking Defoe on the ground at the bottom of the lighthouse. Or in the house next to the lighthouse, whatever the fuck it is. And he turns into a tentacle monster. It's part of his delusions.
No. You're a delusion.
So,
yeah. Okay, my first question for you. Did you enjoy this movie?
I liked it. Like, again, not the Lighthouse. The Northman and The Witch are, again, I adore those films. Top 10 all time. Like, I will sing their praises day and night. This one, I enjoyed it for the most part. A lot of this film, I kind of just dozed off and kind of was like in my own brain. Like, there's like a good, like 35 to maybe 50% of this film where it's kind of just nothing.
To me, that's a signal that it's a bad movie.
Not really. It's kind of like emphasizing the delusion and the fucking insanity of what is currently happening to the character Robert Pattinson, or Thomas, or whatever the fuck his name is. Alfred? That's how they call him in the subtitles. Ephraim, sorry. It's an 1800s fucking seaman name.
Well, seaman. No, that would be he wasn't. He stole that name from the guy that he watched die. That's not a seaman's name. Haha.
He didn't watch die. He killed the dude.
It's a timberman's name.
It's a timberman.
Ephraim Winslow.
It still sounds like a fucking seaman to me. But that's like all names back in 1800s. Yes, I will say seaman so many times in this episode. Because I think it's fun.
Bro's
I
really
think
into the semen.
I think the film is, there's a box on the table. Why is there a box on the, or,
Dude.
ADHD is bad today, man.
Jesus.
Anyways, I think the film gets his message across. I just don't think it does it fully or in the right way. Like,
Elaborate.
it intentionally will make like not follow the track of like a normal person's mind, because it's not. We're watching it from his perspective essentially, and we're supposed to be going fucking insane like he is, but it doesn't do it to a proper amount where I feel like I'm going to Lulu. I just feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
Yeah.
And it's
See,
not
that's
like
why I
in a
don't
way
think
where
it's from his perspective. It's like the way I viewed it is you're watching this film from the outside perspective of somebody watching like his mind. So it's not like you're going to Lulu. It's that you're watching somebody who is Delulu, and it doesn't make sense because, you know, it wouldn't.
in the same person's mind, yeah.
Right. Like, that's where my brain went with it.
No,
If
that
it's
makes
what
sense.
you're saying, I like the movie a lot less and think the director's kind of an idiot.
No,
If it's the way I'm saying, it's kind of smart.
Well, that's because you're fucking biased to yourself. But...
No, I'm saying, like, if you're trying to make this, like, a meta commentary on something, do it. The way you're doing it would be a half-ass meta commentary, and I don't respect that.
No, I like the way you think about it.
If you're going to do shit, go full ass. Never half-ass. Go full ass.
It makes sense. It makes sense. No, it makes full sense. I just trying to figure out what my fucking mail is today. I forget what it was.
Dude.
My brain. But like, I this felt like Tombstone, but worse. It felt like I didn't get involved in the film until the last 30-ish minutes. It's an hour 45 film. So
it was only an hour and 45 minutes long.
I know, it feels longer.
I thought I was sitting there for 4 hours.
But I think that's the point. It's supposed to make you feel like you're fucking insane. Because you'll start the movie at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll finish it by 7:45, but you'll feel like it's fucking should be 10 o'clock at night. It's just your time, because it distorts his time. They don't know how long they've been on that fucking rock. Even Defoe loses track of time. He's been doing this for however long. I think he's also fucking insane too.
See, I never took it as he actually lost track of time.
What do you mean?
No, because he told us how much time they'd been there. And then the next time you see him, he's asking other Thomas, or Ephraim, because they're both named Thomas for some goddamn reason. He's asking Ephraim how long they've been here.
Uh-huh.
And he's asking it in a way that's like, I know, but I think you're crazy, so tell me how long you think we've been here.
You think he's playing a chess game?
Yeah, I thought so, but maybe not.
No, again, your perspective makes sense as well. It's one of those films where it's like, you could take this on multiple perspectives, and it can make the movie worse, it can make the movie better. It depends on how you look at it. I honestly, when they revealed that his name was also Thomas, I kind of wanted to do like, is he just imagining Defoe as like a
right? Is it just
himself?
older him?
Yeah, that's why I was like, please do like make it that
cool.
interesting. I think wouldn't it be?
Instead, they just both kind of die. Well, one gets murdered.
Yeah.
And the other one falls down some stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets murdered by seagulls.
Because he kills the seagull.
Right.
That's the whole point that starts like the whole winding around process. Which he kills that seagull at 35 minutes, I think.
Jesus.
So we don't hit that kicking off point until 30-ish minutes in.
Ooh, that's a good title. Sorry.
What?
I'll tell you later. I found the title, I think.
How'd you feel about the language?
I didn't care. Like, I don't know. I understood most of it. I've watched enough shitty movies and shit to get it, but like,
I threw the subtitles on just because I can't fucking hear.
That's fair.
But I know a lot of people have issues with Vivitch and the Northman because the language they use is like the Northman uses old English, like Hamlet.
Yeah.
And Vivek uses it's like old English, but it's not old English. It's old American English, where it's like
Gotcha.
bullshit.
So kind of like what this movie is.
Yes, but it's more like
Yeah.
harder to keep up with. After I've watched the movie 17 million times, I can keep up with the movie without subtitles now, but it is quite difficult to keep up with. And I just didn't know that would have been a barrier that you have been like, what the fuck are they saying half the time?
Nah, I was every once in a while it's like, what the fuck is that supposed? Like I knew what they said, but it's also like, what the hell does that mean? You got to use context clues, put it all together.
Yeah.
Then you miss
Like reading a
something,
book.
and then suddenly
Yeah.
some guy fell down the stairs.
I love the idea of the lighthouse, though, like the light being like a thing of like it is the driving force between the driving wedge between the two guys that caused Ephraim to go fucking even more batshit.
Yeah.
Just because of like he's keeping this for me for because he is what? Like why is he keeping this away from me when we're supposed to be doing this together? And I
Right?
all this bullshit and he's just sitting up there doing jack shit.
Yeah. It is weird. Why? Like, I know it's the unknowable and blah blah blah, but why is the light so interesting? Is it actually like because they mention the fire of whoever?
Icarus?
It wasn't Icarus.
Was I thought they mentioned Icarus. I don't know why they
No.
Hephaestus? I feel like it's a Greek god. They said Poseidon a few times,
What?
so
Well, yeah, because that's the god of the ocean. Fire
yeah.
is. I don't know if Google's gonna help me
Apollo?
out here. God damn it. I'm trying to Google, but yikes.
The lighthouse
Wait.
Prometheus?
No,
The guy who brought
this
fire
isn't.
to people?
What the hell? Oh yeah, it's well. So I guess Prometheus, maybe. I can't. I wish that's who they mentioned. Like I wish I had the quote of who they mentioned.
Like they mentioned
But I think it's Prometheus, maybe.
Look, Prometheus, the lighthouse. I can't fucking spell. There we go, the lighthouse. Yeah, it looks like they were talking about Prometheus.
Okay. Because they also mentioned Neptune.
Neptune is Poseidon's Roman form.
Mm-hmm. Well, Roman form. I think those are just two separate pantheons, but
They are. Well, they're the same. Like the Romans ripped out the Greeks.
sure, but they're a separate pantheon. They're not technically the same god.
Oh my god, I'm in a fucking like I'm reading like a fucking college paper on how this symbolizes shit.
Let's go.
What the fuck? Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna. They go from fucking Prometheus to Carl Jung.
That'll
Like,
happen.
I guess so. Honestly, the film might just be too smart for me. I will happily admit that the film may have been just too smart for me, and that's why I didn't fully get it.
Well, so like, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know if it actually is, though. I think it almost feels, and maybe this is just because I'm an asshole. It almost feels like it's a film that's trying to be too smart for everybody by not actually having a point.
But
It leaves it so open-ended to try to pretend that it's smarter than everybody else. Like, that's how it feels almost, is like, there isn't an actual point to make everybody think this film is too smart for them.
That might be honestly. There's plenty of films that don't have a point and they work perfectly. I just know if this works that way. I think it's just like, hey, we're trying to tell you that this doesn't fucking matter, or whatever, and it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's such a difficult film for me to like break down and talk about because I don't fully understand every single second of this film, and I'm trying to like piece it together. And when you try to piece things together, and you don't have every piece of the puzzle, you're never gonna fucking figure it out.
Right.
and I don't know enough about fucking Prometheus and fucking Poseidon and shit like this to figure out, be like, oh yes, it's
Oh,
an old
yeah.
fucking sailor's tale.
I mean, it probably is just an old sailor's tale.
That's right. And Eggers takes a lot from old stories, like folklore stories, to make his stories. Like again, the Northman's basically Hamlet. The Witch is a old witch's tale. So like, it may just be like a tale that is just too old, and I don't know about.
Well, so the Lighthouse. Oh my God.
They write fucking papers on this shit.
No, I mean all of the different things it was based on.
Oh,
It was based on real life events. So Robert Eggers was inspired by a 19th century myth about two lighthouse keepers named Thomas who were trapped in a storm at Small's Lighthouse in Wales. Story goes that one of the men died, and the ordeal had such a disturbing effect on the other that he was unrecognizable. It also deals with Greek mythology because he drew inspiration from the Greek myth of Prometheus and Proteus. Eggers wrote the characters of Wake as Proteus and Winslow as Prometheus, apparently. Interesting. I wish I knew more about Greek mythology. That's not the mythology I care about. What?
oh, you weren't a Percy Jackson kid, were you?
Not really, no.
See, they don't really talk about Prometheus and that shit. So.
Then New England Sea folklore, which is fun, and then he was also influenced by an Edgar Allan Poe story. It's like fucking Christ. He just took 80 different things and tried to mash them all together, and this is what you get when you do that. A movie about two guys jerking off a lot.
They only jerk off twice.
No.
I remember Defoe jerking off once and Patterson jerking off once.
Yeah, they cut to Pattinson doing it about 4 times, and Defoe at least twice. Because you kind of see it from the outside perspective once, and then the one time when the tentacle pops up, because the goo.
Clearly, like I said, the good 60% of this film, I'm kind of just zoning out, and I clearly was not paying complete attention to all the jerk off scenes.
Yeah, you missed a lot of jerking off.
I mean, it helps with the insanity part that they're alone by themselves without any interactions with a sex that they would enjoy.
Does it? I don't think it helped.
The whole
I think it made it
siren
worse.
is part of that. Well, it helps the story, the concept of insanity, you know.
I guess. Okay,
I mean,
so
it's
what do
the
I need?
point where that was-
What is the myth of Prometheus and Proteus?
Well, Prometheus brought fire to the people. I don't know who Proteus is. Proteus. That's product.
Proteus was a sea god, a knowledge keeper who could change shape and foretell the future. Prometheus is known for stealing fire from the gods, an act he was punished for by Zeus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets packed by seagulls or ravens at, on a mountaintop or something like that, which makes sense when you come to the ending of the film.
Oh, okay. What the fuck?
It's Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's
did
just
fuck
weird
someone?
Greek what?
Let's just fuck someone in half.
Always. That happens a lot. Zeus be fucking. That's what we know.
Not.
Tell me I'm wrong. Zeus be fucking.
Sometimes not consensually.
That's not what I said. I said Zeus be fucking.
I'm just saying, not all the time in a good way.
Yeah, we don't respect Zeus. That's not news. Get over it.
Fuck Zeus. This is why we like Kratos better.
That's why other mythologies are better.
Nope.
Yeah.
They do basically the same thing.
Don't act like you know anything about other mythologies.
I played God of War.
Yeah, one of the most inaccurate games of all time. But yeah, go ahead. It gets the looks of characters right, I guess. Good for that.
Yeah.
Their Thor is way more correct than Marvel's Thor. That's just Thor. Thor's not fat.
I'm just saying we love fat Thor.
He literally drank 90% of the ocean one time.
Damn. Did bro had a piss that bro had a piss, right?
I
Like
don't know. So Loki had tricked him into thinking that this tankard was just like an endless thing of, so it was a bet between him and Loki that Thor couldn't finish this tankard of beer that was apparently just the ocean because Loki, you know, magic-y woo. And then Thor drank almost the entire ocean trying to win a bet with Loki. Norse mythology's cool, man.
what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Norse mythology's cool. So Ephraim is apparently Prometheus, because Ephraim is rebellious against the forces above, and his demise echoes that of Prometheus. Proteus is Thomas, the wise man of the ocean who must be captured. Thomas's experience with the Lighthouse light grants him some capacity for the forbidden knowledge within it. He becomes a god in the form of Proteus, at least in the mind of Ephraim. So there you go. This movie's weird. That's what I know. What do you know?
It's odd. What I know is that sometimes the director's gonna have a weird film that you just may not understand, and it doesn't make him bad with probably one bit. It's just I don't know the fuck I'm watching. That's what it is. And people love this film, and that's perfectly fine. Obviously, you can love whatever fucking film you want, but I don't get the lure. Like there's certain films I'm like, okay, it's kind of like dumb fun. Like I get the allure to it, but like this one, I'm like, I don't feel like I should have to have diploma to fully get this.
It also comes back to this thing of when I'm trying to decide how much I enjoy a movie, it's is there ever a reason I'd want to watch this again?
Yeah.
No. There's nothing that's going to draw me back to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson do great. Their acting's great, but like,
they're fantastic.
I don't care. Like, just having good acting isn't enough to make me want to watch a movie again. Just like bad acting isn't enough to make me never want to watch a movie again. So you're going to watch this movie again?
Probably in like 5 years.
You're insane.
I own the fucking Blu-ray, so might as well. But I haven't seen like 60% of the songs.
That's the sunk cost fallacy. Just because you paid for it doesn't mean you need to keep using it.
No, it was like $5, so like it wasn't like a horrible thing. Like $5 is probably the amount you probably rented, right? Unless it was like on Prime.
It was on HBO.
It was on HBO.
Oh, so it was on Max. Sorry. Doesn't have
HBO.
the name
HBO on it.
Yeah, they keep changing their shit because they're dumb.
We could talk about WP forever, and it'd be a dumb thing.
Yeah, I don't get it. Even though now HBO, like, because of the app, it is more HBO than ever. Really is the home box office. That's what HBO is. So I don't know why you'd cut that out when. And also Max, what the fuck is that?
It was nominated for 1 Oscar.
For?
Best Achievement in Cinematography, which this was shot in 4:3 or 3:4. Sorry.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's odd. I don't hate it.
No, it's just weird. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers now start making YouTube videos in 4:3, 3:4, whatever. I think it's 4:3 actually.
It's 3:4 because 3 is the height and then 4 is the width.
It's not wider than it is tall.
It's like because 9:16 is when you.
No, it's 16:9.
That's up and down, bitch.
Yeah, no, yeah,
that's TikTok.
No,
that's TikTok.
It's 16:9, so it would be 4:3. Because
when you flip it on its side, it's fucking 3:4.
No.
Yes. Because then it says 9:16 screen. Yep.
That's not it. It's 4:3 still, by the way. Nothing is ever 3:4. You're just stupid.
Literally
Google's free. You can pretend you know what you're talking about.
Google?
Yeah, but it's still a tool that you can use. You can still be wrong. Nice. Love that. Love that for you. That's why I have a HomePod,
What the fuck's a HomePod?
the Apple one.
Oh, all right, jerking off Apple over here.
Not really. It
Will the
never
phone,
randomly triggers, so it's never a problem.
will the phone Robert Pattinson say they barely spoke a word to each other on set and were too exhausted to hang out together after a day of shooting because filming was so physically demanding due to the miserable weather conditions.
But also, apparently, technically, it wasn't even exactly 4:3. It was 1.19 to 1.
1.91?
No, 1.19 to 1.
Sorry. 1.19 to 1.
Was the aspect ratio. So it was like 4:3, but it wasn't 4:3.
I love how I typed it in, Java comes up.
Nice. Valid.
Ooh, oh my god, what the fuck?
At least I guess.
Ooh. So the box office it tells us the budget was around $11 million.
Dang, this had the same budget as Alien.
Geek, how much do you think this made?
Like, all time?
Yeah, like gross worldwide
What,
before
like
it came off.
15 million?
No, you're low, but not too far off.
Oh, 18.1.
Yeah, 18.1 million.
But also, what didn't this have a weird run?
It came out in 2019. So I don't feel like it would have had that weird a run like with COVID and stuff like that.
How long was it in theaters?
That's a great question.
How long was The Lighthouse in theaters? Theaters? Why did I add an H? No, not when, you fucking asshole. It doesn't. Google's shit.
It's not telling you.
Google's useless. All right, thanks, dog. Who cares though, right?
I mean, it would help to figure out why I only made $18 million when I can go. Let's go look at. There's other. Unless it like that's just his thing where he.
Well, wasn't this like his earliest one?
No, it's just his second film.
Okay. Now I'm just looking at the box office numbers for like
which made 10 times its budget. The Northman.
Was that also an A24 film? The Northman?
Yes. Yes.
I
love A24.
See the Northman on the list at all, but I might.
It's on our list. It's on our list.
No, you fucking idiot. This list of I'm looking at the box office for all A24 movies ever.
Oh. Was it A24? I swear to God, it's A24. Unless it's the other company.
It might be the other company, or it just made no money.
It made just like under its budget, which is quite sad, because the Northman is fucking rad as fuck. Who distributed you?
Oh yeah, I think this was the first A24 film I've ever seen.
Ooh, interesting.
So,
I gotta watch more A24.
I should watch Uncut Gems.
Apparently, that's super stressful to watch. I haven't seen it yet, but like,
everyone. Apparently, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because people were in love with that movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay.
Northman was Universal. So I apologize.
Oh, weird.
I thought it was A24.
Let's see. Let's look at some trivia. Yeah, they barely spoke when they were on set. You were just talking about that. The miserable weather conditions. While Pattinson stayed at a normal hotel with the rest of the film crew during the shoot, Defoe lived in a little fisherman's cottage in solitude.
Yeah, he went to college for the production of the film. That sounds like Defoe, though. Defoe's really weird. I love Defoe. This is also our second Defoe film.
On set, on the other hand, Pattinson would eat and stay by himself during filming breaks, while Defoe stayed with the crew. Both stated that they liked each other very much as soon as they had their first real conversation a few months later.
Like that's a proper amount of like what's it called, method acting, where like but like you're not an asshole about it. You're like, I gotta like stay like in this like isolated like
Right?
crazy set of
But it's
mind.
so weird that Defoe was doing that like at night when everything was done. He was staying off on his own to stay in character. But then during filming, he'd eat and talk with the crew. But Pattinson, like during filming, needed to leave everybody to stay in as himself. But then once we hit cut for the day and go home, he got to just go be Pat again. It's weird how their minds worked like that.
Dude, I love Robert Pattinson simply because the story of like he had a stalker for like weeks and months on end, and he eventually like agreed to go on a date with the stalker. This like right after Twilight, right like during Twilight, and the stalker left him alone after he just complained about his life the whole time
Nice.
because he's just that dude.
Yeah, dude. He's the most like, I want to be an actor, but I don't want to be famous type motherfucker ever.
Yeah.
He's like,
Nice Batman.
I don't want to do all the stuff that goes along with being an actor. I just want to be an actor.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
I was really caught off by this. There's a sequence when Robert Pattinson's apparently trying to leave the fucking island, right? Like right after, like,
Why are you saying apparently as if you didn't watch it?
no, I mean he's trying to leave the island, but like his brain is weird. But Willem Dafoe grabs him naked and just stares at him with like these fucking alien beams. Honestly, I thought aliens was gonna be part of this for a second. I legitimately thought aliens was like it might have been the lights are alien like, okay. They could have done it.
No.
It makes sense. It would
Unless
make
you're going to
sense.
go like meta on meta on meta and make the gods aliens, which doesn't make
No,
sense.
I mean
They're
like
gods.
the light being like
The light that
like,
was, the fire of the
yeah,
gods.
shut
It's
the
literally
fuck. Well,
all.
I wasn't connecting it to Prometheus,
But
dickhead.
they told you it was connected.
But that sequence in the fucking film is based off a fucking painting from 1904.
Yes.
It caught me off guard. I just wasn't expecting like lights, eyes, and
yeah.
nakedness.
When Thomas gives Thomas the sea curse because he doesn't like his cooked lobster, it was all shot in a single take. Defoe didn't blink for over 2 minutes.
Defoe did. Yeah, I think he said the food.
Yeah, the food didn't blink, you fucking moron.
The food didn't blink. It's been one of those days.
Huh. Robert Pattinson's accent is based on a very specific area of Maine's farming dialect, while Willem Dafoe's is the jargon of Atlantic fishermen and sailors of the time. Good God. Robert Eggers was very precise about the actors' accents and line delivery. He would, for example, give instructions to say the second sentence of your third line 75% faster.
Eggers is a madman. Honestly,
Fuck you, dude.
So, to clear things up for our brain a little bit, in the trivia it says there were versions of the script that were too clear. Robert Eggers, the director, his goal was to make the audience go mad and become confused like Winslow. So the script turned out to be a little more confusing for the audience. No shit.
Wait, what did you just say?
Did you not hear me? Or
I like zoned out entirely.
There were versions of the script that were too clear.
Ah.
The director, Robert Eggers' goal was to make the audience go mad and become confused like Winslow. So the script turned out to be a little more confusing for the audience.
Ah.
Yeah, I got that part when I couldn't fucking understand half, like, where the fuck we were or what was happening. I'm like, why does bro have a fucking lobster fucking cage on his foot all of a sudden?
Yeah. Yikes, dude.
What's that?
Just reading things is weird. Oh, okay. So when you're looking at the trivia and stuff, you know how they give you an actor and director trademark?
Yeah.
Apparently Robert Pattinson's trademark is scenes where he's jerking off.
He does jerk off in a lot of films.
3 apparently, but yeah.
What other films do you jerk off in?
Little Ashes and Damsel.
I don't think I've ever seen either of those films or heard of them.
How do you know he jerks off a lot? Do you just have a camera in his room? What the hell?
Well, I think it's because in the Batman, like when he was doing press tour for the Batman, he would go. He said that like Bruce Wayne, that Batman, jerked off a lot, like 20 times a day. I swear to God, he mentioned that.
What?
Robert, I'm looking this up, and I'm not even fucking going to a incognito tab. The Batman, Bruce Wayne, masturbate.
Why did you say the last part so questionatively?
Robert Pattinson has masturbation streak going into it in his movies, and he knows it.
What do you mean he has a streak? What?
That's the fucking headline. He's got a streak.
Oh, I'm sure he does if he's jerking off that much.
Oh
wow.
There is High Life as well.
That's insane.
And Devil All the Time.
Apparently, there's only one goof in this movie, at least according to IMDb. And it's that one of the folk songs used during one of the drunken sessions in the film is On a Monday Morning, written by Cyril Tawney in about 1966. But the film is supposedly set in the 19th century.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I swear to God, he mentioned this Bruce Wayne masturbating. I want to find him. He said it.
Bro is making up shit.
I know. Well, he said that he played him as a dorky virgin.
I could see that.
Batman's shocked is directed by the upcoming movie. Yes, he talked about the first masturbating scene. Yes. Bro was going at it. Bro hated his penis.
What are you saying?
In that scene, he hated his penis. He was going to town.
Yikes. You know what? Now I want to see, now that we're almost at the end here. We did not have a lot to talk about here. But this movie's weird, and it's hard to just talk about.
I really want to find where he says that.
I don't think it happened.
I swear to God, he's talking about.
This movie has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Audience or
audience. Critics is like a 90%. A 1-star review. What the hell did I just watch? This movie is so bad and unwatchable that I made an account just to write how bad this movie is.
I don't think it's bad or unwatchable. I think it's just.
I gave it 15 minutes. The other 15 is. Oh, I gave it 15 mins. It says another. I think you meant then another 15. It's terrible.
Because you didn't get to the fucking point of the film.
Never even got to the stupid killing of the seagull.
It's not stupid. I think it's fucking funny. The way he kills it is just the funniest thing in the world.
Well, that poor seagull was just, because they said seagulls have the souls of dead sailors in them. And we know that other Thomas killed the other apprentice guy because he finds the head and like that's all a real thing. He did kill the other guy in Ephraim's position.
Yeah.
The missing eye thing. That poor seagull was just the soul of the guy who got murdered by other Thomas, now getting murdered by this Thomas. That's fucked up.
He's double dead.
He's double dead by Thomas. Two different Thomases.
That guy should never trust another Thomas in his life when he transforms into a worm eventually.
Yeah, what is he next? How does that work?
Poor guy.
Yeah, so genuinely, all of the bad reviews are just people who don't get it.
Which I don't understand it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck you.
No, okay, but if you don't understand the plot, you might genuinely think there isn't one. Like, if you can't understand it, you might just think it's incoherent babbling. Which is how a lot of the population views, people going delusional is just incoherent babbling. So, I mean, it tracks.
It's helping the point, yeah.
This tracks. This all tracks.
Did you find this movie scary in any way, though?
No.
Yeah, no.
I never got a sense of impending doom or anything. I
And
don't.
like, it's Lovecraftian, but it's like not the right. It's not like
Did you ever
Lovecraftian
play
horror.
Call
Like,
of Cthulhu?
never played it. No.
Like the video game? Okay. You should, because that to me is like a good, freaky Lovecraftian horror thing.
Yeah, I think the issue with this being Lovecraftian and its confusion and Delulu is that Lovecraft loved the idea of things bigger than life, and it was that were too hard to comprehend. Like the idea of Cthulhu, which is the most famous creation, is that if you stared at it, you would fucking die because it was just too hard to comprehend. And technically, Cthulhu is not his name. It's you can't say it. So.
Yeah.
Like you can't comprehend the idea of Cthulhu, and that's the whole point of Lovecraft, is that he loved the idea of horrors beyond our imagination that we could never comprehend in our day and age.
Yeah.
This doesn't do that. It kind of just it tries and attempts, and it does a decent job towards the end when it starts not doing Lovecraftian bullshit. But eventually, it just kind of falls under and crumbles under what the idea of being Lovecraftian. Geek is reading something.
Yeah, it's people complaining all weird.
That's the internet.
Yeah. Yikes. I love that people get so angry when they don't get it, and I find that really funny.
Look, I don't get it. Why does everyone else get it? Maybe you're just dumb. Like, cause I'm dumb.
I love this. Regular
this.
viewers will find this unwatchable, yet 72% of viewers find it really good. Therefore, you're not. That means, therefore, you're not a regular viewer. You are not the general audience. You are an idiot.
Yeah.
Like the general audience agrees that it's at least a good movie. Doesn't mean great. But they agree it's a good movie. You are not part of that general audience. You are part of the minority who thinks it's bad because you're dumb. That is how that works. Sorry, bub.
And I'm fine with it outsmarting me.
Oh yeah, this is a weird movie where like if we were doing our tier list thing, because I think that's how I'm gonna do this. I think at the end of the year we should go, or like when we reach next week, when we're at the like full year of doing this, so whenever that is, March, April, I don't remember when we started posting, but we go to there and we just go and
May
each
6th.
do a tier list of like all the movies we watched and where they would slot in, because I think that's a little easier than even just the scale that I keep doing where I like, this is a 6.8 out of 10.
Yeah, like, because I probably give this like a C+.
I was gonna say this is like a B tier movie. It's fine.
I could agree with B tier probably up there if I like thought about it a little bit more.
But I could also agree with C tier. Like, it depends. I'd have to think about it because I'd have to like go through each of the movies that we've watched and see like compared to other things. I might go C tier because like B tier and above is like I would watch again probably.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is really making this list.
Yeah, the issue with this, I don't think I'm going to think about it later.
Right.
Like, The Witch is haunting, and I love it for that fucking reason. I think about it. The Northman is bloody fucking action. Gonna really think about it. This is, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to continue to think about it just because I don't really care. And that's the issue with it. That's my issue with this film. Any comments, concerns, criticisms?
No, I think that's all I got for this one. This might be our shortest episode of all time.
No, because The Grudge was 47 minutes long.
Yeah, and this is only 43.
Oh my god, this outro is gonna be the longest in the world.
No, don't do that.
It's just I don't want people to be like, oh, you guys hated it. It's that it's kind of hard to dissect when we don't know the background.
Like, to dissect this, I would need to know more Greek mythology, and I would need to have read the poem or the story, I don't know, by Edgar Allan Poe, and I would need some of those other background like that, the the story of the two guys in the lighthouse in Wales. Like, I need to know all of that so I could really give this like a full comprehensive breakdown, where instead it's just like, I feel like there's something I'm missing, and it's not because of the movie, it's just because I don't know the background.
And to be fair to us, we didn't know that going into it that this would require background. We just kind of thought, hey, it's a good horror movie that people talk about
And
all the
things shouldn't
time.
require background, I don't think. Unless it's like legitimately a sequel, you shouldn't need other knowledge going into things.
That's a Star Wars fan.
What other knowledge do you need to go into Star
Keanu
Wars?
Mooney's fucking birthday?
You don't need to, though. That's the thing. Just because I chose to have other knowledge doesn't mean I need to. You fuckwit. All right, run the outro.
You need to understand alcohol. So
No, you don't.
I think. So next week we'll be covering a whole new thing because it's officially the end of October, but we do have something special for you guys in between then, so keep an eye out for that. Oh. Next week I believe is War of the Worlds. What's it?
What are we watching next week?
Well, we had the special thing, and then we had War of the Worlds, which
Is
is
it War
I
of the
think
Worlds?
it's 2005 version with Tom Cruise. So we're gonna get into Cruisy Boy.
Oh, God.
I thought you liked Tom Cruise.
No.
Okay, bro doesn't like Scientology.
No.
Bro doesn't like the alien god.
No.
But until then, let us know what you guys thought of the Lighthouse. Do you think we're just too dumb? Probably. Anyways, remember to rate, subscribe, like, bullshit, whatever podcasting format you're watching this on. But until then, bye bye.